What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today I'm going to be going over how you can encounter a shiny Pokemon in the wild, catch it, and then catch this same shiny Pokemon over and over again in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, I want to start off by saying this is a very specific circumstance in which this exploit of how the game generates Pokemon can be utilized to a full advantage. I would like you to notice here that I have a Rookidee. I encountered this Rookidee right outside of this town right here, Artisan. This will only work for full towns that do not have a loading door. Instead, it has to be one that you can just walk right into. It will not work for random Pokemon centers out in the wild. It will not work for Team Star compounds. This will only work for establishments that will despawn Pokemon. Mostly speaking on the towns, excluding Mesa Goza, because there's a loading screen to go into it, it won't work. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and catch this Rookidee. Of course, like with any shiny Pokemon that you encounter, you should save in front of it and turn off your autosaves. That's definitely the first thing you wanna do on any wild Pokemon who is shiny that you don't wanna lose, because you don't know if they have Explosion, Teleport, a recoil move, something like that, or something can go wrong. If you bump into a shiny Pokemon and you didn't realize that it was shiny, except for Ditto and Zorora, you could just run away from battle, save your game, and then re-encounter that Pokemon. After encountering that, I'm gonna get jumped by birds. After encountering that Rookidee, all I'm gonna do is just make a beeline and walk straight to the closest town, Artisan. Now I'm looking at my mini-map down there, and I want to make sure that I just kind of make a direct approach, because the more direct of an approach, the less chance I have of spawning other Pokemon around me. I'm just going to take a second here now that I'm in town and clean up my box. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save my game. From here, we're going to turn the game off and turn it back on. Now I'm back in the world, and I'm back at Artisan. I'm just going to turn my camera around. I need to hop this wall. And when I go straight ahead, boom, there is the same Rookidee. Not that one, the one behind you. That one. That was the one I want. And this Rookidee, I'm going to false swipe it because I know it doesn't have a recoil move, it doesn't have a way to end the battle, and I'm going to use an Ultra Ball on it. Just a different Pokeball from the Quick Ball I caught the first one in. Again, in my party, there's that shiny Rookidee. Now it's important that after you catch that shiny Pokemon, you do not save outside in the field. Instead, you're gonna beeline right back for the town. Great, we're back in town, and I'm gonna put down a save. Turn the game off, turn it back on. What's happening specifically, if I had to guess and try to explain it, is every time that you cross the boundary line to go into a town, the Pokemon that are there aren't necessarily despawned. Instead, it's only once you go back out of the town are the Pokemon respawned. So the Pokemon that are there aren't overridden when you go into town. Instead, they're sort of suspended. And by saving the game and reloading it here, the game's gonna be like, okay, well, most recently I drew these Pokemon. I'm gonna draw the same Pokemon again. Meanwhile, if I were to come over here, boom, same Rookidee, cool. If I were to go back into town, and then if I were to go back out again, that Rookidee will not be there. Because when I went back out, it redrew the encounters. So, if ever that happens, you just turn the game off, turn it back on, because you have that save. Now that I'm back in the world, we're just gonna hop the wall again. I almost said fence. And there is the same Rookidee. The same one again. I'm gonna run into him this time because I want one for the thumbnail. That was not a good angle at all. It's fine, I'll try it on the next Rookidee. There we go, Rookidee got this one in a Great Ball. So now we're just gonna go ahead and walk back into town. I don't like to cover exploits that are specifically making fun of how poorly a game can run. This is how the game is intended to generate Pokemon. This is how the game is intended to suspend generated Pokemon. The game is just not checking to see if those Pokemon were caught at any point. If you were to save in the field before going back to town, then you would be saving all the Pokemon that were there, and you would be telling the game, hey, I caught this one, you shouldn't draw it in. And then when you load the game, either in the field or if you go to town and then save in town and load from in town, it's still going to remember that you did catch that Pokemon. But because, again, the town suspends what happened out there, you could just keep going back and you could just keep getting that same one Rookidee over and over and over again. Like a shiny version of Groundhog's Day. Can I get a better angle this time? That was a better angle. Cool, thanks. Now these Pokemon are the same instance of the same Pokemon. Therefore, by definition on how it would be handled, these are clones. And you shouldn't keep clones. Instead, I think it would be a nice, just fun thing if you were to have these Pokemon and, you know, trade them away to someone or give them to a friend who hasn't encountered a shiny, something else like that. You're still going to be the OT. I'm sort of an OT snob that I don't really keep any Pokemon that I'm not the OT of. And as you can see, you could run into multiple Pokemon on your way back. As long as you're not saving here or generating new Pokemon, you're gonna be safe. Back into town, drop down to save. We're already at 4. In addition, because these Pokemon are clones, if they ever implemented a clone check system like they did in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, it would then look at my game and say, okay, well that's a Rookidee, and these are clones. That's the reason you shouldn't keep them. Also, you can use your powers for good, you could use your powers for evil. My audience, you guys are a bunch of really good people. I have a feeling you would, I don't know, catch a bunch of level 18 Rookidees and surprise trade them on Christmas Day or something like that to kids who are starting off the game, which I think would be really nice to do. I know that you guys aren't going to do anything bad with this information. I know that you aren't going to try to dupe people out of their shiny Pokemon that they worked really hard for or anything. Plus, there's a very limited amount of Pokemon that are eligible for this. Only ones that spawn right outside of town. You have to get a shiny wild Pokemon right outside of town. That's some pretty harsh criteria. That pretty much excludes almost every mass outbreak. I don't know if this would compound with the mass outbreak. Unlikely. I don't know any other stipulations that would or wouldn't actually let this work. This is the groundbreaking information. This was first found on a live stream by someone named Sidearms for Reason. Now, if only it was a Tandemaus. Tandemaus's shiny is almost impossible to see. Instead of it having a slightly beige shirt and pants, it has a slightly blue shirt and pants. And my 6th one, we'll put him in a luxury ball because he's a luxurious bird. Also, the metal texture on the luxury ball now, it kind of makes it worth that extra $2,000. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really have a use for 6 Rookidees other than making this video, sharing the information with you guys, and then of course taking a picnic so I could take a picture with me and all my bird friends. But yeah, that's 6 of the same exact shiny Rookidee. It's extremely situational. It's probably not going to be helpful for, I don't know, 99.9% of players. But if you're ever in this situation and you want yourself a whole bunch of little shiny burbs, there you go. There you go. Have yourself a whole murder of Rookidee. Well guys, I hope this extremely situational exploit of how the game's code is generated may become fruitful for you, and you can get yourself a whole bunch of shiny Pokemon just like that. If it was, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you think you're never ever going to utilize this information, but you made it to the end of the video anyways, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coverage. Until next time, Austin John out.
Man, they see me shining like I got the charm. Stay strapped, got that jet ball in my palm. Fell from the sky, guess I'm the chosen one. And if you need to know how, check out Austin John. Champion flow, yeah, I got that